In this video, we're going to have a look at the third layout, which will be a 3-column layout for a single product. So we'll add a new template. We give it the main for header and footer. We go to singular, select products, and then we go to the bottom and we're going to give that a priority of 3. Hit enter. That will publish the template, and then we can go and edit with Oxygen. Oxygen has loaded, so we'll open up our structure panel on the right hand side. First thing we'll do is open up a section, and because we're going to do a 3-column, we'll have this stretch across the full width of the page, and we're going to adjust the padding at the top and the bottom to be uniform all around. That in place, we'll head back and we'll now add the product builder. So we go to WooCommerce, add the product builder, and then what we're going to do is inside the product builder, add basics, and we're going to do a 3-column layout, and we add the 3-column layout. Expand that in our builder, head over to the first div, and inside the first div we're going to do the product images. In the second div, we're going to add the product title, then the product price, the product excerpt, and the product meta. And in the final column, we're going to add the Add to Cart button, and then we add the product cart button. Let's have a look and see what that would look like on the front end of the website. So here we are on the front end of the website, and you can see everything is nice and clear, easy to read, easy to interact as we would like it. To go one step further now would be to include the product tabs with the description and the voting and the rating options here, and then to add the related products in a section below this top section. So in order to do that, we need to reconstruct this in such a way so that the product tabs can fit in this space over here. So let's go and have a look and see how we can make that happen. So back to Oxygen. To create the new layout, we're going to head over to the product builder, and we're going to add a new div inside the product builder. And inside that div, we're going to add a 2-column layout. Basically, what we're going to do is in the first div, we're going to make that width 33%, and the second div will be 67%. Then inside the second div, we're going to add div and duplicate. We're going to make sure that the divs are positioned next to each other, and we're going to change the width of each of those to 100%. And then what we're going to do is one more div. And what we'll do is we're now going to wrap the first div in a div, and we're going to move the second one across as well. So now what you'll see is that we have the layout that we want, and all we need to do now is move the content down. So there you see we have the 2 divs, and Right, so there you see we're now going to move this information here, the price, the add to basket into this div, and then we can put the product tabs at the bottom, and here we can move the product image into this section. So we move that down into there, and we'll move this div into here. Right, and then we can move these items there. Probably easier to do it this way. Right, then what we can do now is get rid of the top columns. And inside this div, we can now add from WooCommerce and go and add the product tabs. So there we have the product tabs, and what we'll do is this div, we'll give it a 20 pixel margin at the bottom. So that gives us a quick idea in right. So to have a look and see what that looks like, let's save that and let's just have a quick look at that on the front end. So you'll see that it looks very similar to what we had before, except that we now have this information up here much easier to access. So let's go back and let's just make some changes here. So we already have the word description in the tab and we don't need the description again. So one quick way to get rid of that is just to change the font size to 0, and that gets rid of the heading. So that was in the headings tab. In terms of the actual content, we can do some padding. So let's add a 20 pixel padding to the left and to the right. So that positions the content nicely in the middle. I don't think we're going to add a content border. And if we look at content typography, I think that looks fine. What we can also do, go back to our product builder and let's add the related products. So they will now be positioned below the top content area with the product information. So we have the related products and we can do a little bit of styling there. So let's move that title to the center. And if we go back to the layout, let's change the layout to a center layout. And before we do anything else, let's just see how that comes through on the front end. So there you go, you have your reviews, can be submitted, you have your description, and there we have the related products fitting across the screen. So that's a nice full page of products. What we might want to look at doing is just have a look at the typography. So once again, go back here to the heading, the title, and let's make that a font weight of 500. And if we move up to the top div, maybe give that a spacing at the bottom of about 20 pixels. The actual pricing element, let's give that a border of a radius of 5. And inside the pricing element, let's give that a, in terms of the price, let's just change the font weight to 500. And let's have a look and see. Okay, so there we have the product, we have the categories here, we have the main description here. We can easily select add to cart, position nicely here on the right hand side, and if we scroll down we have the related products positioned neatly beneath the product section. So I think that about wraps up a 3-column layout with the related products completing the page at the bottom. I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you for watching.